Afraid of the Dark was born from a love of horror movies and the drive to make 3D work on the MS-DOS platform. Development started with Infogrames, a French developer, struck a deal with tabletop developer Chaosium in 1991 to adapt their game Call of Cthulhu, which in turn was based on the works of author H.P. Lovecraft. This was particularly exciting for Frederick Raynal, a programmer who was a huge fan of directors such as George Romero. He pushed for the game to be 3D, although upper management at Infogrames were skeptical at the hardware's ability to pull that off. However, after a sidetrack working on the French localization of SimCity, Raynal finally decided it was time and convinced the CEO that this game could happen. With the help of co-worker Didier Chanfray, a 3D engine was created as a base to what would become Alone in the Dark. After a proof of concept was presented, Infogrames was quick to greenlight full development. Penning the story was Hubert Chardot, best known for writing for 20th Century Fox. The work and world of H.P. Lovecraft did inspire some of the tone, but the game did eventually move further away from the source material. So much so that Chaosium decided to pull out of the licensing deal. As work progressed, production went smoothly until the bug testing phase. It was at this point that morale dropped, as it was believed that the players would harshly criticize the game for its problems. And to add insult to injury, Infogrames demanded that Raynal remove his name from the game and credit the company as a whole instead. Despite worries, the game came out to amazing reviews, with many calling it revolutionary for its graphics. It became the best-selling MS-DOS game of March 1993, and was reported to have reached up to 600,000 sales by February 1997. The idea for an Alone in the Dark movie was first brought about as development began on the 2008 series remake. The original script was penned by writer Blair Erickson, and was a much closer adaptation to the source material. It would follow a novelist who was shadowing Edward Carnby as he performed his paranormal investigation. The script didn't last long, though, as when infamous director Uwe Boll signed on to direct the film, he decided to replace Erickson with his own team of writers, and went about turning the film from a horror movie to a dude bro action film that shared very little with its game counterpart. Instead of releasing it with the remake, Eden Games decided to rework their game and ended up having to delay it. This didn't matter though, because as previously stated, the movie shared very little with its namesake, aside from the name Edward Carnby, and some of the same loose plot threads of Alone in the Dark: The New Nightmare. Upon release, the film was met with almost universal hatred, with many critics lambasting the dialogue, plot, and special effects. The film ended up earning around $13 million against its $20 million budget, and managed to win the Worst Picture award at the 2006 Stinker Awards. By some miracle, the film did get a sequel, albeit without any of the original cast from the first movie. I was completely new to the Alone in the Dark franchise going into this video, and I'm excited to have added this series to my catalog. As I'm sure you saw, I played the remake for this video, but I would love to now go back and pick up some of the other games and give them a try. The movie, on the other hand, is a completely different story. It was one of the most boring movies I've ever watched, and I'm not entirely convinced there was a plot, and although I have yet to watch the second one, I'm scared to, as I've heard it's somehow even worse. On the brightest side, though, the remake was so much fun, and I found myself immediately sucked into it. It's free on PS Plus Premium as of the time of this writing, so you should definitely check it out. What do you think of Alone in the Dark? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe while you're down there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.